Okay, Unit 3, Lesson 1, Exploration 3, quick review. Scroll down through the text. You've got a choice in the first question. If you're online, it reveals the answer to you. It happens to be B with a description at the bottom. So if you're working in your book and you want to see the correct answer, there it is. It's B. We scroll on to the next question. Genes are passed from parents to offspring. Make sure you're clicking on the dots if you're online. It gives you a little more explanation of what's going on. But the three correct answers, the big Y is yellow, the little y would be green, and the big Y little I combination would be yellow. So anytime we've got a capital letter, we're going to have the dominant trait, whether we have one or both. And the only time we get the recessive trait is when we have two little letters. Okay, summarize. Just referencing the text from above. Right? They're passed from parent to offspring on the chromosomes, and each section or gene carries an allele from each parent. So each parent's genes or alleles are combined in some way to make the offspring. Okay, so how does that happen? Well, Punnett Squares help us model that. We've covered those in class, but here they are again online. If you want to check, you've got a purple and a white cross. You're filling in the table. The rows are filling across, the columns are filling down. So the first big F and little f meet, and they give you an example, FF. Notice they always put the capital letter first. They never put little f, big F. It's just a convention. That way we don't get confused between when we have a big F and a little f and then a little f and a big F. We just write them the same way because they're essentially the same thing. In the upper right, we get a big F, little f. Bottom row across, we get big F, little f, and also a big F, little f in the final square. If you're online, you're dragging and dropping those in, but that is the correct Punnett square. Using laws of inheritance, these are direct text references from above. Each gene's alleles are randomly passed on from parent to offspring. We'll talk about the mechanism of meiosis and how that happens later on. But with so many different genes, an organism could have a massive number of possible outcomes, which is why you don't really see two things look identical unless they're clones, and we'll talk about asexual reproduction sometime soon. So here's another Punnett square that you're filling out. Again, drop the letters down the rows and across, or sorry, down the columns and across the rows. So the final two on the right are the big R and the little r, and the little r and the little r that match up. If you're online, again, it's easy to check your answers. If you're doing on a book, doing your work in the book, it's big R, little r, and little r, little r. Probabilities and percent chance. So in the first column, we get, if we look up above, we have two squares with big R's, little r's in them out of the 4. So you get a 2 out of 4, and that's a 50% chance. So 2 divided by 4, 50%. We get 1 square out of 4. So 1 out of 4, that is little r, so that's 25%. Red feathers, well, we're looking at 3 red feathers because these genotypes, big R, big R, big R, little r, and big R, little r, are going to make red. So 3 of them will turn out red. So 3 out of 4, 75%. And 1 of the 4, the little r, will be brown. So 1 out of 4 makes 25%. And again, you can check your answers if you're online. That's a great thing about being online. If you're working in your book, there is your answer sequence for Exploration 3.